Good morning. Well, it's another cold start to the day this Wednesday morning. We've got temperatures across parts of the Cairngorms as low as -14 this morning again, but it's the last of the cold mornings as this. Things are turning milder as promised as we go through the rest of the week and into the weekend. But with that, we see a return to the unsettled Atlantic conditions with various bands of wind and rain moving west to east. Now, things do turn slightly milder, but certainly not mild. And we've got a lot of cold air entrenched across the country at the moment, and it just takes some shifting. And although it will start to turn somewhat milder, we'll still keep that ongoing risk of icy surfaces, especially over the next couple of nights and in the mornings, as well as this rain band comes in and potentially falls onto some frozen surfaces. So it's just something to be aware of tonight, tomorrow morning, and maybe the night after as well. We just could see some icy conditions because temperatures at the surface are still very cold, although the upper air temperature is beginning to rise. We're pulling more of a Atlantic air mass over the next few days. Okay, well, I'll start by sharing my some information with you as we normally do. So here this morning are the coldest temperatures recorded last night. You can see we've got -14, another -14. All these spots here are close to Carbridge, Inverene's just off the A9 here to Mattin, -13. We've got a -13 here just outside Nethy, -13 through Corgarth, down through Donside. As you can see, another -12 there. So it's been a cold night across the whole of the country. Now, these are the last night's minimum temperatures, showing you a full map. As I always say, the light blue colours are between 0 and -4. The darker blues here are between -5 and -9. Then you've got the purples here are anything from -10 down to -15. So you can see we've got a few of these purple spots across the country, from Mount Nahara, across the Kinbrace, down through Sutherland, parts of Rossshire, round the Great Glen, through the Cairngorms, as you can see, down the A9, one there at Blair Athol. I think that's a bit rogue, that one there, showing -10 just out towards Argyll. I think that could be a bit iffy. But as you can see, generally speaking, it's a very cold night. Temperature below freezing from the north of Shetland, look, all the way down to the Ayrshire coast and Dumfries and Galway and the Solway. Now you can see we've got somewhat milder conditions starting to edge into the far west. You can see that's the sign of what's coming. If I show you the rainfall radar, you can see here, look, we've got the first signs of a change coming in from the Atlantic. If I show you the wind chart, you can see here, look, we've got a southeasterly wind starting to develop across the west. That's all spinning around this area of low pressure. If I zoom right out, you can see there's the low pressure, look, and there's the winds coming up down from the mid-Atlantic. Will spiral around that low pressure, and we're just starting to see the effects of those coming into the west. And that's what this is. That's the first signs of some showery bursts of rain just starting to edge into Barra, Uist, Isla, you can see. And these will continue to move north up the western side of the country today. So generally turning more cloudy across the west. It's quite a sunny start this morning across the northern part of the Western Isles, Skye, Mull, and the Northwest Highlands and the west. But this rain here and the associated cloud will move north up the western side. So really, it's just these western extremities and the Isles see more cloud, freshening southeasterly wind and some scattered showers at times through today. Now, that southeasterly wind will pick up for all of us, but more especially across the west, will be a near gale, I suspect, this afternoon, and that will make it feel really quite cold. You know, the air's still cold. It's a cold day, but out on the wind, it'll feel cold. Now, further east, the wind's light this morning, very little wind at all, and we've got a few freezing fog patches and plenty of sunshine. One or two light showers, as you can see, just near to the east coast. And as we start to see that southeasterly breeze pick up, we'll see one or two of these showers just drift on to that eastern coast. So don't be surprised if you catch a shower from the Five Coast north through Angus, Aberdeenshire, one or two into Caithness and maybe into Orkney as well. But elsewhere, it's a dry day, plenty of sunshine around, but we will see more in the way of cloud coming in from the west associated with this system. So the sunshine will start to turn quite hazy, I suspect, through the day, with areas further north and east holding on to the best of the sunshine, whereas further towards the west, increasing cloud. It's going to be a cold day today. That's a certainty. We've got -14 this morning. As I say, the sun's very weak. It takes a lot to lift that temperature. So I think the highest temperatures inland today, somewhere between about -3 and +4 or 5 at best. Certainly staying below freezing for many inland areas across the Highlands, Aberdeenshire, Perthshire, Moray as well. a little bit milder around the coast, but further towards the south and southwest. So along the southwest coast, Ayrshire, Arran, Islay, Mull, Tiree, Barry, Uist, Skye, the Western Isles, Mull. Here, temperatures will be a bit higher. We're looking at highs between about 4 and 6 degrees Celsius. But add on the wind, it will feel really quite cold, I suspect, as we go through the afternoon. Now, as we go into tonight, we start to see a change coming in. Bring this chart in to show you that. That's the showery rain there. You can see just clipping into the west through the course of today. But look further west, you can see more in the way of rain. Starts to edge in to the southwest. That's the situation at 6 o'clock tonight. We've got the showers I mentioned coming in from the east, affecting the far northeast coast and Orkney. You can see the rain just starts to edge in to the far southwest through the evening, and as we go through tonight, that moves northeastwards across the country. But you can see it's quite a fragmented band. It's not a large, widespread band of heavy rain. It's more like a band of sort of showery rain, scattered showers. Some places completely staying dry, as you can see, look towards the Cairngorms, Moray, Aberdeenshire, across the Great Glen, across the Skye. There's very little rain, more like showers more than anything. But I think further south, a bit more intensity further south. So I think the southern Cairngorms, maybe Perthshire, the Angus Hills, across the Trossachs, we could well see a few centimetres of snow, I think, overnight as this system comes in. But one big thing to mention tonight, which will be a real issue, is rain falling onto frozen surfaces. Of course, it's very cold. The surfaces are still very cold, well below freezing. And when this rain starts to fall, I think we'll have a big problem tomorrow morning across the country of icy surfaces due to this rain falling onto frozen ground. Now, the issue will not be there across the west. I think the south coast towards Ayrshire, all the way along this west coast and across the Isles, it'll be milder. No issues here, but it's further across the mainland where we'll see this risk of freezing rain in the morning and maybe, like I say, a little bit of snow across some of the higher ground in the Cairngorms southwards down towards the Trossachs and Perthshire. Notice as well the isobars are close together. It's going to be a windy night, strong southeasterly wind, gales around the coast, but temperatures will be higher than last night, nowhere near the same values we've seen for the past few nights. They will be around about freezing, low single figures, near freezing for many places inland across the mainland, like I said, with the ice risk. But around these western coasts, across the south coast, across the Isles, towards the east coast as well, it'll be milder overnight temperatures here, probably 4, 5, 6 degrees, so a milder night to come. Now into tomorrow morning, we start the morning cloudy, windy, that strong southeasterly winds, gales across the Northern Isles and towards the west and south and southwest coast. Outbreaks of showery rain, as you can see, quite sort of fragmented. Still some snow around across the southern Cairngorms and the Perthshire Hills, maybe the Angus Hills as well, but temperatures are starting to rise. So we'll start to see the snow levels start to rise as well. We'll see, again, the risk of icy conditions first thing with some freezing rain around. But I think that risk will start to diminish as we go through the morning, as we start to see very slightly milder start to spread in. So that's the situation at 9 in the morning. You see by 12 o'clock, we've got more widespread, heavier rain starting to spread it from the south. It really turns quite wet, as you can see, through the central belt in the south, up through the west. But further north, still more showery in nature with some drier spells. But notice the isobars again, very close together. A windy day, strong to gale force southeasterly winds. Everything spinning around an area of low pressure situated out to the west of Ireland. That situation at noon. As we go through the afternoon, you can see we've got really quite heavy rain, sweeps north and east across the country. Some really torrential rain in places with this system moving north. You notice again with the pink, that's snow, some snow for higher ground. So I think the higher parts of the Cairngorms, higher parts of Perthshire, perhaps the Lochaber, maybe the Angus Hills as well, some snow, some quite nasty conditions. I think on some of the higher parts. If you're planning a walk in the Cairngorms tomorrow, I really wouldn't bother because it's looking nasty. Blizzard conditions, I suspect, tomorrow afternoon as this heavy rain moves north. Now you can see just about reaching Orkney by 6 o'clock. The Northern Isles generally dry in the afternoon, just a few showers. Shetland stays dry for much of the day. But as you can see, by the end of the afternoon, somewhat drier conditions just starting to edge in to the far southwest. And with this as well, quite mild. I think sort of Islay, Colonsay, all these kind of sort of southern coast, southwestern coast, Arran, we'll see temperatures maybe sort of make double figures by then tomorrow, 10 or 11 degrees, whereas elsewhere, cold day again, highs of between 2 and 6 degrees. And with that wind and the rain, it's going to feel really quite nasty tomorrow, really wet, miserable, dreek sort of day, not good at all. Now into tomorrow night, the whole system continues to move north and east, as you can see, moves away to the northeast, but it's still lingering across Orkney and Shetland as we get into Friday morning, and elsewhere it's scattered showers, as you can see, but still that sort of south to southeasterly wind, not just as strong for many, but still strong to gale across the Northern Isles. And we've just got these scattered showers, as you can see, just feeding in. But it's going to be a milder night tomorrow night. No frost problem. It's generally milder air we're in. And into Friday, we've got strong southeasterly winds, showers or longer spells of rain across the Northern Isles, scattered showers elsewhere across the country, and some drier and brighter interludes, but generally fairly cloudy, I suspect, on Friday, with these showers spinning around this low pressure system centred off the north coast of Ireland. The showers tending to be more frequent and heavy closer to the area of low pressure. So down here you see towards the south, southwest, Kintyre, Islay, Arran, the south and southwest coast seeing some quite heavy and frequent showers, I suspect, later Friday, and a strong to gale south to southeasterly wind. Now, looking into the weekend, it stays fairly unsettled, really. Friday night, we see the showers move away, and then, as you can see, for many, it's fairly dry overnight on Saturday. Still some showers and a brisk southeasterly wind across the Northern Isles, but for many, it's dry, lighter winds, maybe a touch of frost, but nothing severe, nothing widespread. But there will be temperatures near freezing. But again, the ground is still cold, so don't be surprised to see a few icy patches around overnight into the start of Saturday. Now, Saturday itself starts dry, as you can see, but it's not going to be long before we see these next band of rain reach the southwest. That's 6 o'clock Saturday. You can see it's turning wet already across the southwest, rain edging up into the central belt, reaching Mull as well by first daylight. And that moves quickly northwards through the day on Saturday. That's the situation by 3 in the afternoon. And then by the end of the afternoon, the main rain band is sat across the far north of the country. Somewhat drier conditions coming in from the southwest, as you can see, but still further showers across the west. And that's the next low pressure system that's driving this system on Saturday. So yeah, quite a wet day on Saturday for many, with this rain band moving north. And again, temperatures still on the cold side, really. I think highs between 3 and 8 degrees for many, but it will be turning milder. Central belt, southwest, these southwest coasts and the Isles, maybe reaching sort of 8 to 10 degrees, so a little bit milder here. And then overnight Saturday, that rain band moves away to the northeast, as you can see, followed by showers, low pressure system sat to the northwest of us here, as you can see. Showers spinning around it, quite strong westerly winds down through the central belt and the south, lighter winds nearer the centre, further north. But it's just generally sort of showers, really, overnight Saturday, into Sunday. Maybe the odd isolated frost pocket, but for many places it's going to be frost-free and milder night to come. And then Sunday morning, as you can see, it's a dry start for many. 1 or 2 scattered showers around, but for most places it's a dry and fairly bright morning. But you can see down here, look to the southwest, the next rain band already edging in at 9 o'clock, and then through the course of the day, once again, the next band of rain moves northward. So it's really a repeat of Saturday. The 2 days are very similar. Dry starts, and then the rain bands are moving through. And that's the situation at 3 in the afternoon on Sunday. The rain band moving northeast through the country. And then by the end of the afternoon, the rain across the Northern Isles, with low pressure systems sat to the southwest, feeding showers in from the west, as you can see, quite a lot of showers across the south and southwest overnight Sunday into Monday. And there you go, that's overnight into Monday. Low pressure there, you can see again, plenty of showers further south, particularly with the strong westerly winds along the southern part of that low pressure system. So it's a very mixed pattern, really, over the weekend. Few bands of rain and showers coming through, quite windy, but a little bit milder. And then into next week, scattered showers around on Monday and again on Tuesday, as you can see. Well, the general situation next week is not looking too bad, really. There will be some showers around, but on the whole, it looks like turning a bit dry through the middle part of the week. High pressure ridging in, so potentially could see some settled conditions through the middle part of the week. It's a long way off. Things can change. It's a long way ahead in weather forecasting. But there are some signals that it might turn a bit more settled. Now, if I just show you the temperature profile, this is the upper air temperature, so it's the air masses which are crossing the country. Here we are just now, we're in the cold air, but look what happens into tomorrow. We see the greens come in, replacing the cold. Notice the blue is being pushed further and further north as we go through Friday. It never really clears the far north. The northern Isles stay rather chilly. And you can see into Sunday, we're still in the green colours, the blues and the purples way to the north and northeast. Then into next week as well, we've got generally greens, generally average temperatures, really. through the week. Maybe turns a bit cooler look through the middle part of the week with a return to some frost. But on the whole, temperatures will be around average, I think, as we go through the weekend and into next week. And it stays unsettled. You can see this is the flow. We've got high pressure to the south, low pressure to the northwest, and the wind's coming in from the southwest. So it's generally a mild pattern as we go through the rest of the week into the weekend. Milder anyway, not very mild, but milder than what we've seen. Just showing you the position at Loch Morlich. Look at that. The loch is completely frozen. The ice is pretty thin though, so I'm just hoping nobody thinks about venturing on there. You can see it's completely frozen across now. Very cold again last night. Like I say, -14 the minimum in some places. But yeah, I think over the next few days we'll start to see the ice melt. We'll be back to a normal situation, I think, where the ice disappears, the snow start retreating to the higher hills. And I think by the time we get to this time next week, it'll snow be on the hilltops only. Much of it will have disappeared from areas lower down. Okay, folks, well, thanks very much for watching the video. Thanks, everyone, for subscribing and liking my new YouTube channel. If you can watch the videos on YouTube, that would be great. If you can hit subscribe, it doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me. It's a real big help if you can watch the videos on YouTube. Continue to like and share my page. And thanks to all those who have joined the members service. If you want to join the members group, feel free to drop me a message through Facebook to find out how you can do that as well. Okay, thanks very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.